Yo, what up, players? We are live. We got Gabriel Gray joining us from the wonderful city of Medellin. He has, they're doing a genocide against South white Africans, so he's been kicked out. He escaped last minute. Now he's living in Medellin as a refugee. So good times. And in case you haven't figured it out, I'm obviously kidding, but he is a Medellin. So, yeah, we do these periodically once a month if you're going to be new here to one of these where we just purely just a value stream. We're just going to answer all your questions. So Gabriel Gray is one of the few people who I would say is like a very legit authority on cold approach. There's not many. It's a very short list, maybe like 3 other people on there, 3 or 4 other people. So if you have any cold approach or game questions, he's the person to ask. If it's somewhat related to me, I'll answer too if I feel like I can add something. But someone said free. Yep, this obviously you didn't pay anything to be here, so this is free. We're going to answer your questions completely for free. Or in case you're asking for the link, that's the banner. That's kind of hard to miss. Yeah, it says free Facebook group, so anyone can join. It's really dope. Gives a lot of value. Probably the most valuable Facebook group with the potential the most valuable free Facebook group I've ever seen. So definitely check that out as well. All right, so so Gabriel, you were recently in Miami, my city. We slept in bunk beds. It was a good time. So what you mentioned that there were some game adjustments or some lessons you learned in Miami. What were those?
Definitely. So yeah, what's up, everyone? Good to be back. Always good to be back on the PWF channel, giving value to you guys. So if you guys have any specific questions on cold approach, put them in the chat now. Anything on game, on attraction, on day game, night game, literally anything. Just let me ask. That's why I'm here. So basically, I was just recently in Miami. Obviously, I met up with Alex. We did a summit. I also ran a live program there. Now I'm in Colombia running programs here. So it's interesting. Obviously, game is different in every city, and it's important for you guys to know this. Now, don't make an excuse that, oh, game is so difficult in my city and that's why I get 0 results. Yes, of course, game is harder and easier in different places. Some places there's a status gap. Some places it requires more value, where you need to show the girl more value. Some places it's easier, some places it's harder. Some places you might enjoy more than others. But overall, you don't want to ever have this victim mentality. And I see this all the time with guys where it's like, look, I cannot get any girls and it's too hard. And I even heard this from guys in Miami. Like they were saying, you can't really pull from dates here. You can't get quick pulls, all of that type of stuff. I mean, that was
the complaint. That's one thing where Miami's really fucking good for. Like, if I was to complain about Miami, it would be that like girls are really flaky, that there's not really that many good relationship material girls here, but definitely not about quick pulls. Miami has some of the most DTF girls that I've ever seen. So.
Yeah, it's honestly one of my favorite places in the world to game. It was my first time there. I loved it. I loved the game. It's very value orientated game in terms of I like going to venues where like the girls are really dressed up well and it's like these bar type. It's not crazy clubs, but it's I don't like clubs, but it's like elegant restaurant bar type places. I actually like that. The game itself.
They do have the clubs that you're describing.
Yes.
I just don't think you went to any, but I think they're not worth it. I always tell guys to skip those anyway.
Yeah, and the game itself, like for you guys to adjust to Miami game, you have to convey a lot more value than other places. So, for example, here in Colombia, you don't have to focus on DHVing as much, but in Miami. You definitely have to. The girls are screaming a lot more for value. That doesn't mean that every girl is a gold digger or anything like that. No, I mean, I don't judge it at all. They're just screaming more for value. Who is this guy? What makes him different? Is he high value? Is he high status? And demonstrating value is extremely important in a place like that. So I was focusing a lot more on conveying value in my conversations, DHVing. And look, the fundamentals of game still apply no matter where you are. So the fundamentals of getting attraction, creating sexual tension, strong eye contact, qualification, making the numbers solid, getting to know the girl, showing your identity. All the fundamentals are the same everywhere. I've gained almost everywhere. The fundamentals are there. You just need to adjust the fundamentals according to the place. So in Miami, I was focused a lot more on DHVing a lot more. And this is what I was showing the guys. I was showing Nitin. He was listening to most of my interactions. That's what's my focus. But still, you have to be a strong leader, because they used to high quality men, they used to high value men. You still have to lead. You still one thing that I would tell the guys in Miami, I told them a lot, is you don't want to get in your head just because you see all this craziness of lots of guys and tables and whatever, these girls in these amazing outfits or these very high value guys. It's still just game. It's just a girl that's pretty. I mean, that's all it is. So you don't want to get in your head and think from an inner game perspective, okay, maybe I'm not worthy of these girls. No, none of that. It's like my mindsets in terms of an inner game perspective is I still believe that I'm a better fit for her than any other guy there. Why do I believe that? Because on my value system, I believe that I've done a lot of work according to my value system. My value system is I'm a guy that's worked on himself, a guy that's putting in a lot of effort to give this girl an unbelievable experience, sexually, emotionally, conversationally. I've got cool friends. I've done cool things. I'm in control of how I communicate. I'm in control.
Friends with Alex. Yeah, that's a big one.
That's the main thing. Friends with Alex. That's literally 99% of it. But the other 1% is everything else.
Yeah. I mean, like, here's my perspective. I think, okay, well, take a guy who's really good at game. He can go anywhere across the world, maybe the exception of like Saudi Arabia or somewhere like North Korea, like places like that. But aside from that, he can go anywhere across the world and he'll do relatively well with girls. In some places, he might do a little better, but he'll still more or less crush it, right? A guy who sucks with girls can go anywhere in the world and he will fail no matter where he goes, even the easy countries. A guy who's intermediate with girls, that guy might actually fail at a place like Miami, but see decent results in a place like Colombia. He's not going to be banging the hottest girls in Colombia, and he's not going to be crushing it nearly as much as a guy who's good at game can crush it in Colombia. But he might actually have the biggest like discrepancy in results between where he is. Yeah, Miami, like in my opinion, like I watched very like I feel like I know your game like inside and out now because I watch so much of your infield. Well, in addition to going out with you, but watching all that infield, for the videos that we were doing and stuff like that. And, I'm like, right now I have like your structure in the back of my head. And we definitely do some things differently. Like I do notice you DHV a lot. I personally don't really DHV often. And if I do, it's usually not consciously. But I try to create, I make the girl laugh a lot, usually, very typically. And so I think that for me, my DHV is humor. It comes out to be like, oh, this guy's funny. I really focus mainly on like building sexual tension. And so I feel like that does a trick. But there's more than one way to skin a cat. Miami is also really depends on what part of Miami you're in. So you were in Brickell, which is like, if you're gonna make an argument that you need to DHV, that's the place where you would make that argument would be in Brickell. Those are the girls who are like really value focused. Like if we went to game like Fort Lauderdale, you would probably have a little bit of a different perspective. Like in fact, you gamed with me in Design District, right? Did you feel like it was a bit different than Brickell?
Yeah, yes, that's where where you filmed me pulling that girl. Yes, it was a bit different. It's got a different vibe. It's not as value orientated.
Yeah, Miami really just depends where you are, and it can be so different between doing pickup in South Beach and doing pickup in Wynwood. They're 15-minute drive apart, but just the style, the type of girls can be very different. So that's an interesting thing about Miami. I think Miami girls are very DTF on average. There's of course exceptions. So I think that's good. You have a lot of Latinos in Miami, so one of the best things you can do is learn some Spanish, even if it's a little bit. I think that can go a long way. And understanding a little bit about Latin culture. Like here's a pro tip: whenever you're talking to a Colombian girl, right? Gabriel, you probably know this. So they have nicknames for depending on what city she's from. If she's from Medellin, she's called a paisa. If she is from Bogota, she's called a rola. If she's from Cali, she's called calena. And if she's from the coast, she's called a costeña. And so that's what I'll do. I'll be like, so what part of Colombia you're from? She'll be like, oh, I'm from Cali. I'll be like, oh, cool, you're a calena. Just knowing that just gives you an instant spike of like it's like an instant DHV because you understand like parts of her culture. And this is just some random shit I memorized in like 5 minutes. And like I'm sure that's the case with other countries too. I just like primarily have dated Colombian girls, so that's just kind of what I've noticed. So like shit like that can go a long way. Yeah, I know. Do you have anything else to add to that?
No, that's pretty much it. I can see there's quite a lot of questions, so we can get
yeah, we're gonna jump into them. All right.
And just before we get into questions, guys, yes, just like Alex mentioned, if you do want any free cold approach advice, definitely join the group, but make sure that you join using this link that's on the screen. And then you're going to have access to everything in the group, day game, night game tips, infields. I give literally everything away for free. So just check make sure to use this specific link. But
you have to use the link to qualify for the free blowjob. If you don't use this link, you don't get the blowjob. That's how it works. So, no, I don't want to hear any complaining. Yeah, the link is, you can see it on the screen. It's also pinned, so it's basically everywhere. So, first question. I'm getting numbers consistently, but none of them are leading to dates or even replies. What do I need to fix about my game? So this implies that unless you're doing some really cringy texting, which I don't think is the case, it implies that you're not really getting solid leads to begin with. What do you think, Gabriel?
Yeah, I mean, look, if you're getting numbers consistently, so look, this is pretty simple. If you're getting numbers consistently and they're not going to dates, your game isn't good enough. I mean, it's as simple as that. But now we need to break that down. What does it mean that your game's not good enough? Are your interactions too short? Are you just getting the number and running away and trying to then just text her? Are you not having a solid interaction? Are you not doing everything you should be doing? You should firstly try increase the time in your interactions. Secondly, think to yourself, do you have enough attraction? Is there zero attraction in your interactions? Is there zero comfort in your interactions? Is she thinking to herself, why does this guy even want my number? He didn't even have a conversation with me. He doesn't even care about me. So you either, generally, guys, there's usually two extremes. It's either they have zero attraction and it's just very friendly conversational interaction, or they there's a lot of attraction, but there's no conversation, there's no qualification, there's no comfort, there's no connection. And the girl's just thinking, I mean, this guy doesn't care about me, just wants to sleep with me. That's it. So you want a balance. You want attraction. You also want qualification. You want connection. You want to. You don't want to just be playful in an interaction. You want to be playful, genuine, sexual, and you want to switch between the three vibes. So if you're not getting dates, you first have to have the mindset of what am I doing wrong in my interactions? Okay, because you have to start assessing that. It's not usually one thing. Because obviously I can't listen to your interactions right now. It could be many things. You need to break down what is your sticking point.
Yeah, one thing I will add is like don't be talking to a girl and be like, all right, let me get your number. Like before I do that, I always soft close. I'll say, but anyway, we should grab a drink sometime soon. Pause. Right? Let her agree to that. Now there's kind of a debate whether you should hard close, whether you should set up the date then or now. I tend to lean on the side of just soft close, get her number, and then figure out the exact logistics of her text. But that doesn't mean that's the right way. That's just how I do it. But at the very least, like make sure to get her to agree to the general idea of meeting up with you for drinks before you get the number. You know, so you might be skipping that step. Me personally, I focus on attraction and mainly sexual tension. If I can get that sexual tension, a lot of sexual tension, and the girl's interested, there's a solid chance she'll reply. But also it's like I kind of have a realistic idea of my ratio. In Miami, I'd say I get 10 girls' phone numbers, 5 of them will reply to the opener. 5 or 6 will reply to the opener. About half will drop off somewhere along the way. I'll set up dates with 2 or 3 and get actually girls will and get a real, like, the amount of dates I will actually have will be like 1 or 2, because like some of them will flake. So for 10 numbers, I'll get like 1 date or something like that. One date where the girl shows up. So yeah, that's just kind of but yeah, if your ratio is like way below that, then you definitely need to reevaluate everything. And I can probably improve that to by 50%, 100% if I spend more time with the girl, as Gabriel said. Yeah,
Main. I just saw your comment, so that's really cool.
Yeah, the free group is really good. PDF and Gabriel, so they're good resellers. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. So just the best hacks to overcome fear, freeze mind, and hesitation. So there's no, like, I don't think there's a hack for this. You just need to first, well, I mean, actually, yeah, 3-second rule. That would be probably the best hack, is just don't think more than a second or two and just go up and approach the girl. Don't overanalyze, don't hesitate. And that was number 1. And number 2 is just progressive desensitization, just going out and progressively talking to girls and over again, putting yourself in situations that make you nervous, and eventually you'll have less fear and less hesitation. What do you think?
Yeah, so the best way to get over approach anxiety, obviously on top of what Alex said. So firstly, you can make it easier for yourself with certain actions. So first, start with just complimenting the girl. Compliment and leave. Don't even think to yourself, you must stay in. You're actually not allowed to stay in. You have to open and you have to leave straight away. So take away the anxiety of, oh, what do I do after I speak to her? How do I get the girl's number? What do I say to her? None of that. It's just, hey there, you have a really nice hat. Goodbye. Hey there, you look really nice. I just wanted to give you a compliment. Goodbye. And you can do this with men, women, old women. You just want to get yourself used to being social. So it's not this big deal to go and speak to a girl. Okay. And take away all the pressure. You don't have to get her number. You don't have to game her. You just need to go open. You can even do directions. Do you know where the Starbucks is? Whatever. Just get yourself used to opening. And why are you doing that? You're doing that so that your brain is getting used to positive feedback, because chances are 99.9% of the time, if you just give a compliment or if you ask for directions, you're going to get a good response. So at least you're getting conditioned to getting a good response when you speak to strangers. And then eventually you can start properly gaming. I mean, there's also, from a mindset perspective, also realize you're not waiting until approach anxiety disappears. I still get approach anxiety. You just have to act in spite of it. I mean, you have to do it anyway. Okay, you have to go in anyway. So don't use it as an excuse, because I also get approach anxiety. So don't use it as an excuse. Still go in regardless. There's lots of drills and stuff that I teach, but that's one thing. Just give a compliment, leave. Ask for directions, leave. Get your brain used to speaking to random girls.
Yeah, Gabriel described basically the demonic confidence challenge, which I have my own version on this channel that you guys can check out. But it's a 21-day challenge that desensitizes you to, talking to girls. And yeah, it starts off very mild with like, what time is it? But then it gets a lot more intense. Also, hesitation is like a habit. So I used to hesitate a lot, and then I broke that habit by forcing myself to instantly approach whenever I saw an attractive girl. Once you develop a better habit, like of instantly approaching, it becomes really easy. What's the number one thing guys get wrong with game? I mean, there's just so many things. It also depends, are we talking about normies or are we talking about guys in the pickup community? Because the answer is going to be different. You want to kick this one off?
Yeah, look, I can start. So the number one thing guys get wrong with game, this is a generalization because we're talking about all guys. Look, there's so many guys, there's so many things I could say, but what I'm just thinking about right now is the overall view of game. So my overall view of game is that game is a skill set. And for guys that don't view it that way, they just view it as, let me learn a pickup line, or let me just go out and speak to 5,000 girls without understanding anything to do with game. Those guys are going to fall short to the guys that see this as a skill set. So if you start to see it as a skill set, there's more chance that you'll do things correctly and you won't make as many mistakes because you're viewing it from the right lens. Look, I could talk about guys they don't create enough sexual tension. They don't create, there's lots of mistakes that guys make, but overall, if you view it as a skill set, you're in a better position than a guy that just views it as, let me just speak to girls and see what happens. So that's something to look at there, Matthew.
Yeah, I don't know if this is the biggest one, but I'd say having a unhealthy view on rejection or not handling rejection well. You know, like a lot of people take rejection very personally, and you shouldn't, because the girl's not rejecting you. She's rejecting her perception of you. If you got rejected within 5 seconds, what the fuck does the girl know about you? She just rejected her character view, which is filtered through how her day is going, the last guy she fucked, how horny she is, what mood she's in, what happened at work, what happened with her mom. Like, it's filtered through so many things that are outside of your control. Yeah, like I remember I was reading a comment where one guy was saying, Alex, I went out and I got rejected 200 times and it completely broke my confidence. And I'm like, well, why? Like, that shouldn't, I mean, I can see that maybe, you know, it stings in the moment. That's normal. But weeks, months later, it's still affecting you. Like, people act like them getting rejected is like almost like they got raped or something. It's like, dude, I'm still getting over that fucking trauma over the time that girl said no to me. It's like, really? Well, it just depends on how you interpret the rejection. I never take the shit personally. Girl rejects me, I forget about it 30 seconds later. I don't give a fuck. I just move on to the next girl, right? And for every guy, me, Gabriel, for all the girls we hooked up with, there's 5 other ones who rejected us. We just don't think about it. It just doesn't affect us. It's like, whatever. Okay, girl rejects it. Now, this is something that's a little bit of a skill that you kind of get better at with time. But yeah, just whether rejection, you know, totally phases you and makes you depressed, or doesn't phase you at all, it's actually 100% up to you and your mindset. So, yeah.
Yes.
What are the best ways to make conversation flirty when she gives you short, boring answers and negative body language? Well, I mean, like, if there's a lot of that, you might just want to move on. But if, you know, it's just a little bit, you can, you know, kind of tease her back. You can be like, you can be something like, let's say she's like crossing her arms and be like, or like shaking her head, be like, damn, you're shaking your head a lot. Are you sure you're not going to get neck pain from all that head shaking? Like, you can tease her. You know, you'd be like, I very much appreciate your politically correct one-word response. You know, you can tease her about doing that.
Yeah, and just overall, I mean, basically, you're asking here, like, if a girl, how to make an interaction flirty and fun. Well, use techniques to get emotional reactions. Use techniques to get the girl to react and laugh. Like, if she's also bored, yes, it could be because of her, and she could be giving boring answers because of her. But you also need to look at yourself, and are you actually doing anything to get her reactive? You can't just always blame the girl, like, oh, this girl's such a bitch. She's just bored. She's giving me nothing. Are you actually doing the right things? Are you doing push-pulls, negs, teasers, role plays? Are you making it fun for her? Because, yeah, sometimes it could be because of the girl. She's just giving short answers, and then you can tease her on that. Other times it's literally because of your game.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. How do you go from attraction techniques to DHV? I think this is a better question for you.
How do you go from attraction techniques to DHV? Well, so in terms of DHV, so firstly, attraction techniques, in general, you want to get the girl to emotionally react to you. So there's lots of techniques to get her to emotionally react. You want to cold read, you want to push pull, you want to neg, you want to be role play, cocky, funny, all of that type of stuff. And then when you change to DHVing, this is more done under a genuine setting, not under a playful vibe. It's done under a genuine vibe. So when you're DHVing, it's in conversation. You're trying to convey certain qualities to the girl while you're DHVing. So you're having a conversation and you can convey to her that you have status, you've traveled, you've got this type of career. You're not bragging. There's a difference between DHVing and bragging. If you brag, it's low value. But if you start to mention cool things that you've done and the hobbies that you have and the job that you have, and it conveys status, it conveys intelligence, it conveys ambition, it conveys all those good qualities, that you have resources, that you're a leader, that you have cool friends, that's going to DHV. Now, if she senses that you're bragging, that's a DLV. It's the complete opposite. Okay, anyone that brags, it's directly a DLV. But still, you can speak about things in a way that show your value.
Yeah, check out the infield I released of Gabriel a month ago. You can see him DHVing in a subtle way there. My two wings saw Gabriel and Burkle when he was in Miami. They said he's the best they've ever actually seen. Oh, how sweet. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate you sharing.
I guess your wings were very sweet.
Yeah, the Miami event was sick. When's the next one, Alex? Oh, geez. I don't know. They're kind of a pain in the ass to set up. There's a lot of on the back end you have to do. We'll get back to you guys. But if we do one, it's not going to be until next summer. It's not going to be anytime super soon. So we'll keep you guys updated if we decide.
Me and Alex both released our talks, so you can always find that my one's actually on my free group. I think he also released his one, so you can, for anyone that missed it, you guys can catch it.
Yep, for sure. I'm still trying to join Gabriel's group, but still pending.
Okay, yeah, we'll accept you after the stream and whoever else joins.
Cool. Gabriel, I was in Miami when me and the other SM guys were watching you pull that blonde from the game. Can you please break down the difference between a date game pull to a night game pull?
Yeah, awesome. I'm not sure exactly what blonde you're referring to because there was a few. I think there was 2 or 3 that I pulled.
Gabriel was just drowning in blonde pussies. Like you can't, he can't figure it out which one. It's too many.
So let me know which one. I'm actually curious. But in general, the difference between a day game pull to a night game pull. Well, in night game, in general, you have more things that can be in your favor. You've got more things that are going to impact her emotions. You've got the music, the dance floor, the DJ, the vibe, the craziness, the lights. She's dressed up. So there's a lot. She's in a higher emotional state. She's in a very heightened emotional state. So because of that, what I focus on mostly is DHBing and sexualization. And as long as she is comfortable, then I'm looking at logistics. What are her logistics? Can I pull? And then in day game, I'm more focused on comfort, conversational skills, connection, because in day game, conversational skills are more important than night game. Night game, it's more about leadership, dominance, and emotions. Day game is more about conversational skills, being more genuine. Now, still, you're applying everything, but that's what I'm more focusing on during the day. So that's still important to know. And I think a big thing for guys in terms of the difference between pulling night game and day game, you also have to have the mindset. You have to believe that a day game pull is as possible and as normal as a night game pull. Because if in your head you don't even believe that it's possible and you're thinking there's no chance I can pull a girl during the day, it's too crazy, then you're not going to actually attempt to do it. So lots of guys don't actually attempt to pull in day game because their mindsets are actually stopping them. So for me, the way I see it is night game, day game, it's still a girl. There's just a different environment. There's just some different subtleties at play. But that's all it is. There's no reason. You also still want to look at logistics. There's just a few tweaks that you have to make.
Dope. Okay. Let's see what is next. Okay. Is mentorship actually important? I feel like game isn't that hard to figure out if you just keep doing it. I'd say there's a small percentage of people who are relatively good at figuring out on their own. They could still benefit from a mentor, but I'd say the vast majority of people could save years of trial and effort through a mentor. I could have saved a lot of time if I had future self or Gabriel that I could have learned from. I mean, there's just so much trial and error. I'm just really persistent. I just don't give up on shit. But fuck, like it wasn't until I would say really my results started taking off when because I started going out and doing like pickup without even realizing it when I was like 18 in college. I would party like 5-6 nights a week. I was constantly partying. I still got 3.9 GPA. God only knows how. But I was constantly going out partying. And between freshman year and senior year, when I learned game, during that time, I slept with 5 girls, maybe, like going out like 5 nights a week for like a year, for 4 years. It wasn't really until I learned about the book The Game and then started watching RSD that my results went from like to like, and then I learned about other sources, swooptheworld.com, and they're not even around anymore. Revolutionary Lifestyle Design, and my results really, really took up. And that's not even, if I had a mentor, someone directly that was helping me, well, to some extent I did. He was just one of my close friends. But that's really what, like, that shit would just skyrocket my results. So, I mean, it depends. Do you want to waste 3-4 years unnecessary, or do you want to fly past through that and learn something a lot faster? So I do think mentorship is actually very important. Like,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Matthew, good question. I mean, for me, it's vital, it's needed, and I also do this in every area of my life. I mean, I think it's if it depends how serious you are about results and how fast you want results. Because yes, you can try to do this yourself, and it's a gamble. It's a gamble on your life. Will you get better? Will you get as good as you want to be? Will that take you 5 years, 10 years? Why not get better in 2 years or in 1 year as opposed to 4 years? It just doesn't make sense. And again, you don't have to get mentorship from me. If you resonate with what I'm saying in my philosophy, then get mentorship from me. But if not, get mentorship from someone, because otherwise you're slowing down your own progress. You're slowing down your own results. And what's the purpose? What's the reason to do that? It just doesn't make sense. So yeah, it's very, very important. And I think lots of guys have an ego when it comes to getting mentorship, and because no one wants to admit, like, oh, I need a little bit of help with girls and my dating life. It's easier to admit to your friends and to people that you're broke or that you're out of shape. But the moment you have to admit to your friends, like, oh, I need help with women, it's very hard for men to do that. But you can have your ego, but rather just have results. So I remember when I first started game, I said to my mentor at the time who was coaching me, I said to him, like, bro, I cannot get girls. I suck. So that's one thing that I haven't had in my favor. I didn't have an ego because I just realized I want him to help me. I don't want to have the self-image like, no, bro, I can get girls. I'm actually a little bit good. Don't worry. Like, that's not going to help you. So definitely, Matthew, think about mentorship.
Yeah, like all the areas in my life where I'm like trying to really learn is I have a mentor or someone that is more experienced than me that I reach out to. Like, I'm just trying to think. Recently, I focused a lot on SEO and really just like try to nail down, learn everything. And I'm not gonna fucking do that myself. Like, I have a guy I know who's a fan of PWF, and I know him for a while. Like, I had him help me, and it saves so much time doing it that way. I'm trying to think what else. Like Facebook ads. I don't really know shit about that, so reach out to someone else who does, right? I talk to him once a month. He gives me help with Facebook ads. So yeah, I think that all the guys who are good, they still seek guidance for areas that they're trying to improve at. All right. And social momentum found a big part. Okay. And social momentum, I found it a big part. If you're only speaking to people, approaching girls once a week, every single time you have to come up. Yep, that is true. That is true. Social momentum is definitely a real thing, and I think it's huge. And if you're doing once a week, it's like if you go to the gym once a week, are you going to really make gains? No, not really. You have to go at least at least 3 times a week, I would say, to make real gains. Yeah, I'd say cold approach is not that different.
Definitely. It's important. Like, make this a part of your life. Get momentum. Keep approaching.
Yeah. What's the impact of being undesirable ethnicity pickup, specifically Indian? I've done a million videos on this. I have shown million like fucking success stories of guys who are Indian, Asian. Look, it's a bit harder if you're Asian or Indian, but there's plenty of Indian, Asian guys who crush it, right? So your game doesn't change. Like, good game is still a good game. So you can spend time thinking about how you're disadvantaged, or you can just. But the guys who are like Indian, Asian, who do the best, they never spend time thinking about that. They're just like, okay, cool. Well, I'm going to make up for it by having extra good photos or extra good game or extra good whatever, right? So yeah, that's my advice: is don't focus on the.
We can even show you direct proof. So if you click on the link, Alex, so this is obviously.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Let's take a look at that. Hang on one second, I'll pull it up.
This is the free group, but there's lots of Indian guys crashing it on the free group, getting good results.
Yeah, so, let's take a look at that. Ooh, is this a new girl?
Yeah.
Ooh, shit, mama. Let's see. Let's see if we can find a. Okay, is this guy Indian or is he white?
Not too sure.
We'll find one that's more Indian. Okay, we have a black guy, but for some reason people think if you're black, like girls will just jump on your dick immediately. Let's see. Okay, here we have an Asian guy.
Yeah.
With a pretty hot girl, definitely above his SMV. This is an Indian guy, right?
Could be Indian, could be black.
Hard to say. All right, let's find someone who's like without a doubt Indian. I know there's a few. Let's see. This guy I think is Indian.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what else. And these are real, by the way, like lay reports that people have posted. Look at this. This guy's like way shorter than the girl.
Yeah.
Don't know what ethnicity he is, but he's definitely shorter. Okay, this guy, I don't know. Is he Middle Eastern or Eastern European? Whatever. We'll skip him for now. Okay, this guy, definitely much lower SMB than this girl. Let's see what else we have. Okay, we got a chubby kid. No offense to him. Oh, I know this guy. Good dude. But yeah, like girl's definitely above his SMV. All right, let's find one. Okay, I don't think this guy's Indian. This guy looks Indian-ish, right?
Yeah, he's Indian.
Yeah. Okay, this guy's definitely Indian, right?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, Indian guy with a white girl. Asian guy, right? Yeah. Having a threesome?
Yeah.
This trigger's hot. All right, let's see what else we have. This, I don't know what ethnicity this guy is, but whatever. We'll skip him for now. Oh, my dream girl, Gabriel. When are we gonna make it happen for me and this girl?
I'll see what I can do.
Look at this guy. He had a fucking threesome, it looks like, with two girls. Definitely higher SMV than him. Okay, here I think this is an Indian guy or a Middle Eastern, one of those two.
Could be
this guy.
Yeah, black or. But yeah, guys, there's from all ethnicities, races, heights.
Yeah. Yeah, this guy is definitely shorter than the girl. And you guys can like fucking check all this shit out on your own. This is just the link that's pinned. But the point is, Gabriel's gotten Indian guys laid. I've gotten Indian guys laid. I don't have it as organized as nicely as he does. I should think about that. But yeah, you can be. There's two types of Indian guys when it comes to game. The kind that become victims and they don't get results, or the kind that take massive action and those get results. So just think about which one you want to be. Do you guys think you'll coach forever? I'm saving money, get coaching. Both of you guys wait for me. I don't know if I'll do it forever, but it's going to be at least for another few years. So you got time.
Yeah, look, I would say rather get coaching sooner rather than later, because you just never know. So if you're thinking about getting Alex's product or getting coaching from me, just do it. Don't wait and don't waste time. Just rather do it now.
Yeah. Do you think most PAs overdo trying to be alpha and end up like dicks overly unnecessary, try to seem? No, I don't. I think that most PUAs, like I've gone out with a lot of like new guys to the game or guys who've been doing this who are intermediates, and I would argue they're issue is the exact opposite. Like they're too people pleasing. Like they're not alpha enough. They're a little too submissive. Not like sexually, but just in their demeanor. So yeah, what do you think, Gabriel?
Yeah, look, I don't think, on average, most PUA guys are not overly alpha, because most PUA guys are coming into game because they're nerds, or they don't get the girls they want, or they're very beta. So it's more rare to have a guy that's very alpha coming into game.
Let me just address this stupid question. So I had 1 month where I had a cash shortage, so I borrowed money and then I paid him back a few weeks later. Big fucking deal. Fun fact: when you have a lot of friends, you guys can borrow money from each other. You know, people borrow money from me, I borrow money from them sometimes. What matters is that you pay them back, and I pay everyone back. So, yeah. All right, mystery solved. Does Gabriel have a paid mastermind? If not, will he make one?
Yes, I do, Brad. The first step, Brad, is to join the free group. Check out everything there, but make sure to use the link that Alex put. Get a lot of value from the free group, and then you'll be able to see all my programs to get you to the next level, everything, the coaching, the community, the course, literally everything. But to start, join the free group with this link, and then you'll actually get all the resources that you need.
You guys have the best dynamic. You guys should start a podcast. Haha. Fire Hacker Podcast. Oh, that's not a bad name, Fire Hacker. Yeah, we'll continue doing these. We let a little too much time pass the last one because we had the summit, but you want to do these like once every 3 weeks or something?
Yeah, definitely. If you guys are getting value, definitely let us know in the comments.
Yeah, I'd be happy to come on your channel at some point too and shoot the shit and answer any dating app questions you guys have. What exercises would you guys recommend doing where you're not cold approaching and get better at it? AKA, what would be solid workout routine to make sure you do well in you? Okay, I think I will give you an answer, but the best thing you can do to improve your cold approaching is cold approach. There's nothing that you can do outside of cold approach that will substantially improve your cold approach. I think it's the wrong question to ask, but I'll let Gabriel take a stab at this.
Yeah, look, you need to take action. So you need to cold approach if you want to get better at cold approaching. And after you're taking action, now you need to think to yourself, okay, well, how can I improve the action that I'm taking and make it better? Well, the way you do it is by having the correct theory, understanding of game, practicing certain things, briefing, debriefing, thinking about what your goal is, what are your sticking points, what are you working on? So yes, you need to take action, and you need to have some understanding of the principles so that you can recognize what you're doing wrong and what you need to do better.
I think I misread your question, Isaiah. So I think I misunderstood you. So you're saying that you do cold approach, but you're asking like, hey, when I'm not doing cold approach, like when I have my off periods, what should I do to improve my cold approach? So the answer to that, there's a few things. Obviously, I don't believe in you have to do cold approach sessions. I think you can do cold approach as you go about your day. Just girls you see, start conversations with them. Practice flirting. Just fuck around, be socially lubricated. That's one thing. I think watching infield from someone like me, Gabriel, people who are good, definitely helps. I'd say those are the two big things, honestly, is watching infield. Getting coaching, if you can go out and you can audio record you talking to a girl and you can have a coach break it down, that's also going to go massively long way. So that would be my 3 things.
Awesome. Okay, we can finish up with 1 or 2 more.
You got a dip?
Yeah, I've got coaching in 20 minutes.
Okay, yeah, we'll definitely finish up by then. Do you have any free courses in your group, Gabriel?
So yes, I do, Matthew. There's so much. We have so much free courses in the group, like on breaking down seduction, escalation, opening, approaching anxiety, literally everything. Okay, so we've got free courses on everything. Just join the free group, and you'll see everything there.
What hairstyle advice do you have for Asian guys to attract blonde girls? There's not a specific hairstyle that works for blonde chicks. It really just depends. I would need to see what you look like. It's just the fact that you're Asian is not enough info. I need to see what your face looks like. So yeah, I would need to see it. You can make a post in my forums or join Gabriel's Facebook group and make a post there, and we can give you better advice. Okay, could Gabriel make it possible to get us stuff without the Facebook barrier? I don't have Facebook, but that's where his group is on. I mean, you can just create an account. It takes like what, 1 minute maybe?
Yeah, otherwise just email me and just tell me that you came from the stream. I just posted my email to Alex, so you can just put it in the chat. Gabriel at socialhackerskills.com. Make sure that in the email you say that you came from the stream. Yeah.
Okay, post it. All right, let's do like 2 more questions. Does approach anxiety never fully go away, even when you're approaching a lot? I don't think it ever 100% goes away, but it does get a lot better, in my opinion.
It does very much get reduced. Like if I think back 15 years ago, if I was at a 10 then, I'm maybe at a 1/2 now. But for me, it's more about depending on the situation. I won't get approach anxiety just speaking to one girl walking around. But if she's at a restaurant with her family, I approached this, a few of my students saw the other day, this girl, really cute girl with her dad, with her mom, with her brother. And there I get approach anxiety. I still went in and it went very well. I'm seeing her tomorrow, but I got approach anxiety. So you also have to think, Jermaine, where that question comes from. Like, are you thinking to yourself, I'm only going to approach when I have 0 approach anxiety? No, you have to just go in and realize that over time it will get reduced, but it never goes away completely.
Yeah, for sure. And then last question, getting back into game, Gabriel. I have SM3 from a while back. Is that still your latest program?
Awesome stuff, Jermaine. But no, that's not the latest. The latest is actually SM6. So we've probably got around 500 or 600 more modules compared to SM, the 3rd version.
Wow.
Now it's close to 1,000 modules actually. So yes, it's pretty outdated. So make sure if you're interested in the latest version, join the Facebook group using this link, and then you can text me.
Cool. All right. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Let's just quickly give another shout out to Gabriel. And also, I just want to show you guys this Facebook group one more time because I really do think it's a great fucking deal because it's free. Wait, I think I'm sending. Oh, yeah, this is it. So anyway, so yeah, the link is pinned and it's in the banner. And if you're watching this on repeat, it'll be in the description and pinned comment. Basically, you go to this link and then you just, send my group invitation now. You get your invite. You get into the group. The group is, why don't you describe the group? You can probably describe better than me.
Yeah, basically, you're going to get everything to do with cold approach. So you're going to be able to get resources on night game, on day game, in-field breakdowns, student breakdowns, free courses. I usually do a live stream also once a week where I break down specific topics, attraction, sexualization, opening in a game. So there's constant value. So you're going to be learning a lot.
Yeah, and like you can see, guys are getting crazy results. I don't know if I've seen any other Facebook group where I've seen this much receipts shared, but there's a lot. Look at this fucking hottie. And you can see a lot of guys are punching above their weight looks wise. So definitely something I would recommend as well. But yeah, cool. All right, appreciate it, guys. Yeah, I'll see you next Monday, and take it easy, everybody. Have a good night.
Cheers, guys.